Hello, year three. Today, for our Monday learning, we're going to start doing something slightly differently, where we begin our lesson for the first 5 minutes looking over a skill you've looked at before. And this is part of our recall, where we remember how to do something so it doesn't fall out of our head. Because sometimes if we forget to do something for too often, then we forget how to do it. So every day now, what we're going to try and do is start with a 5-minute activity where I'll show you some questions. You need to pause the video, and once you've paused the video, you can try these questions. Normally what I'll do is I'll then show you the answers to the questions so you can check for yourself whether you've got to grips with it, and then you can carry on with the video. Okay, but please don't play on to the answers, because otherwise that's a bit sneaky. Okay, right, so in a second you'll see some questions, and then if you pause the video for 5 minutes or until you get them done. So we can see the first question's asking us to complete a bar model, so you could draw those out. Then the second question is asking you to copy which of those calculations is incorrect. And the third one is asking you whether or not Seth's plan is the correct plan. So see if you can figure out these three today. Pause the video now for 5 minutes. Pause. Okay. Hopefully you paused it, and we'll have a look through how you've done with those. So the first one, we can see that 200s is the missing element of that bar model, because 200 add 300 combined to make 500. The second one, 400's missing from that bar model, because when we add 400 to 600, we get an outcome, a sum of 1,000. And our final one here, for the first question, is that the combined value of 4 and 500 is 900. So 900s was the missing value there. The incorrect one in the second one we can see is C, because 200 does not result from adding 300 to 100. If we add 3 to 1, we end up with 4, and the same as we have 300 to 100, we end up with 400. Seth didn't have a great day, did he? Seth was incorrect, and we can see that he's incorrect because 800 add 200 is 1,000. Okay, and what he was being asked to do, it was find out whether 800 subtract 200 makes 600. Okay, what he should have done is the inverse, that opposite operation of 600 add 200. Okay, so to check the answer. Okay, he instead of adding the 600 to the 200, he added the 800 to the 200, which wouldn't really help him very much. Okay, well done, guys. We'll do those every day, some kind of questions, just to remember where we are. But now we're going to begin our new learning for today's lesson. So today we're thinking about how we divide by 10. It's a similar structure to how we've looked at dividing by 2 and dividing by 5. So we're going to look at sharing and grouping. Lots of you will find this comfortable, and that's great, because it means you're getting familiar with our process of online learning, and at the same time you're having the chance to show off how smart you are. So well done if you're finding it comfortable. If you're finding it a bit tricky, that's good, because you're building those little blocks that are going to help you become a superstar mathematician by the end of year 3. So well done, guys, for joining in. So today what we're thinking about is some calculations. We're going to begin by doing some number sentences where we multiply a factor by 10 or 10 by another factor to make our products. For the second set of questions, again, we've got to circle those numbers which are multiples of 10, so which are products of 10 multiplied by another factor. And then we've got to look at that array and see how many groups of 10 there are within that array. So 3 types of question, similar to what we've done with our 2s and our 5s. If you have a go at those now, please. Okay, and we can see, so I've paused you, and when you finish them, press go again. So hopefully now you can see that 7 times 10 is 70. The product for 4 times 10 is 40. The product of the 2 factors of 10 and 9 multiplied together is 90. When we multiply 10 by 11, we get 110 as our product. See if you spot these multiples, if there's a pattern to them, these multiples of 10. So we've got 120, 80, and 10. I'm just waiting to hear you shout out. Guys, well done. You all said, didn't you? In the 10, sorry, In the ones value, there is a 0. So there's a 0 which shows it's a multiple of 10. Okay. So well done for all of you shouting it out. Silly Mr. Spring said accidentally the wrong place value. But you can see the 0 is after the 2 in the 120. You can see the 0 is after the 8 in 80. And you can see the 0 is after the 1 in 10. And that shows that they're multiples of 10. Now, every single multiple of 10 has a 0 in that ones value. Looking at our arrays again here, and I must say, guys, seeing the work that some of you have sent through to the office, I've seen Leah's and I've seen Ansh's and I've seen Rebecca's, and I love the fact that you're drawing your arrays in your pictures. So thank you for that. Looking at these arrays, we're going to see how many groups of 10 there are. So we can loop round the groups of 10 as a way of doing that, and we can see there are 4 groups of 10. Well done, guys. If you've done those beginners, we'll now go on to some more developmental work where we're building our skills. The people doing these slides are wonderful because they love flowers, so that's lovely. So we've got 20 flowers here, and we're going to share these 20 flowers between 10 pots. And the second element of this is where we group them into pots of 10. Okay, so first of all, you see we've got 10 different pots, so we're going to share the flowers. So have a think about how many would be in each pot. And secondly, if you group them so there's 10 flowers in each pot, how many flower pots full of 10 flowers would you end up with? So you're going to share the first time by 10, and then you're going to group into 10s the second time. So if you can have a go at those. Okay, having a look now at when we've shared them into 10 pots. So 1 in each pot the first time, we've still got 10 left over. So then when we put the second 10 in, we can see that in each pot there are 2. Great stuff. Well done. So 2 in each pot. Well done, year 3. Okay, so there are 2 flowers in each pot. Super duper. Okay, so we look at our number sentence here where we've got 20. We've got that obolus in between 20 and 10 because we're sharing 20 into 10 pots. So 20 shared between 10 is equivalent to, is equal to 2. So 20 divided by 10 is 2. Super job, guys, if you've managed to work that out. Okay, and we're just going to move through now to our next slide when it works. There we are. Here's our 20 flowers again. Lovely, lovely person. Mrs. Spring would be very jealous of 20 flowers. She's very lucky if she gets 1. Okay, so we've got 20 flowers, and the flowers are grouped into pots of 10. So rather than sharing them into 10 different pots here, we're going to group 10 flowers in one pot and see how many flower pots we fill up with those groups of 10. So have a go at doing that. You might draw it. You might note it down. You might just do it in your head because you're a superstar mathematician. See if you can work that one out. And here we go now. We've got 10 in the first pot, and then we've got our second pot, and we put 10 in. So we can see that there are 2 pots of 10, and therefore that 20 divided by 10, where we've grouped it into 10s, is 2. Okay, so our answer again is 2. Okay, so well done for working through that. Here we've got 10 cubes, and we've got 10 boxes that we can put them in. So 10 cubes shared here. We can see that 1 times 10 is 10. And the inverse of that is when we divide 10 by 10, and we end up with 10 divided by 10 is 1. Again, here we've got 2 sets of 10 cubes, so 20 cubes. So 2 times 10 is 20. And then the inverse of that is where we divide our 20 by 10, and we do it once and then twice, and we then end up with 2 as our answer, where we've divided 20 by 10. So 20 divided by 10 is 2. Again, the same process here. 3 sets of 10. 3 times 10 we know is 30. Well done, guys, shouting it out. 30. You're allowed to shout out here because I can't hear you. If it was in year 6, you'd get a grumpy face, but well done. Okay, and now we've got 30, and we've got 30, which we're dividing by 10 into those 10 equal sections, and we've got 30 divided by 10, and our answer there is 3. Okay, so well done for working through these. As we go through the next one, we've got 40 now, so you understand the pattern. You don't need to shout out here. Whilst you pause it, can you write the number sentences? How many have we got here when we've got 4 lots of 10? When we've got that product and we divide it into our groups of 10, how much will be in each section? So pause it, write those number sentences out. 4 times 10 is 40, well done. And then when we're sharing it out, we can see that 40 divided by 10 is 4. Lovely job. Well done, year 3. Superstars. Well done. Okie dokie. Now we're moving on. and we can see these number sentences, and we can see the link between one number fact from our multiplication sentences and one division fact from our division sentences. So those inverse operations. 1 multiplied by 10 leads to the product of 10. And when we divide that 10 by 10, we end up with 1. So those number facts are linked closely together. 2 lots of 10 make 20. 20 divided by 10 is 2. You can see the link. It sometimes helps, guys, although your mum and dad might look at you like you've gone a bit confused. If you chant these out and then they link into your head and they're stick in your head forever and ever, and then you'll know them forever. So as we go through the next two, if you say them rather than me, because my family are going to think I'm going very confused otherwise. And then if you have a go at the next one and keep going through those number sentences. Can you say the next one? Won't come up. Can you say the next one? Can you say the next one? Wow, you all did those brilliantly. Now we've got an array. As we look at the number of rows, we can see how many groups of this value we've got. As we look at the number of columns, we can see what one of our other factors is. So we can see that we go across our array, and we can see that we've got 10 in each of those rows. And we can see that there are 3 rows. So we're doing 10 times 3, or 3 times 10. Sorry, I got my factors the wrong way around. 3 times 10, and our product there is 30. And therefore, we know in the opposite way around for that same multiplication is that 10 lots of 3 is 30. Now, can you try and write down the corresponding, so the linked division facts for those two? Well done. If you've done 30 divided by 10 is 3. Pause it if you didn't get that one. Have a think. What's the missing one now? If you put 30 in that first box, you're on the right track. And then it's 30 divided by, here it comes, 3 is 10. So well done if you've managed to do those ones. So understanding those links between our arrays and our multiplication facts and our division facts. Well done, year 3. Here we go again. We've got another array. See if you can work out the multiplication facts and then the division facts. Pause it there and try and write all 4 number sentences for this one if you can. Having a look now, we can see, first of all, that we've got each row is 10 and there are 4 rows. So we can know our number sentences are 4 rows of 10. So 4 times 10 is 40. And the opposite of that, so mixing our factors up, but still having the same product, 10 multiplied by 4 is 40. Here we've got 40 then dividing by 10 because this is our corresponding division fact, and that makes an outcome of 4. And the opposite way round of that is where we've got 40 divided by 4 is 10. I'm sure lots of you got that, so well done, guys.